Hi, everyone. We're coming to you live on 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. Hi, everyone. Kevin Harlan with me tonight, Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony. And Allie LaForce is reporting on the sidelines. Here's a look at what's coming up for Washington. On Wednesday, they'll be playing against Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs. And then on Thursday, they'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis and the Atlanta Hawks.
And Kevin, I think you have to look at this as an opportunity to take a step forward. Sometimes tough road trips can bring the best out of a team and bring you closer together.
And now Washington's starting group. They've got Alexander Sarr. Coulibaly is out there with McCollum. Then there's Whitmore. And it's Kispert in at the small forward spot. And for the Sonics, Jefferson is out there with Levins. Then there's Anderson. And it's Galloway in at the 4. And the NBA starting, Greg, to enter the third act of the regular season. A lot of teams looking for that extra gear right now.
Yeah, some fans might think that everything is decided at this point of the season, but there's a lot of games left and nothing is written in stone.
Here's Sarr after the Sonics pick up 2. Shot clock at 6. Here's Whitmore. Rebound by the Sonics. They are a hot team right now. 7 consecutive wins and looking for number 8 tonight.
Well, I think they've found something. I like how they're executing. They're playing with a lot of energy. We'll see if they can keep it going.
From downtown, the rebound by Anderson. And it's Harrison with the ball for Seattle. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
And bottom line, they found ways to score. Credit the game plan going in. It was right on the money.
Yeah, that kind of performance on the road really speaks to their preparation and mental fortitude.
Washington with the ball. The Sonics getting the bucket. Kicks it out to McCollum. In the corner, it's Coulibaly. Misses the 3.
Yeah, a bit of a slow start here. They're 0 for 4 to begin the game.
And the shot goes in.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
And this Wizards team, Greg, giving its young players every opportunity to develop.
Yeah, these young guys were the NBA equivalent of drinking from a fire hose. But after years of just treading water and mediocrity, I think the fans appreciate the clear sense of direction from this group.
A nice shot by Anderson.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close. Most of Sarr's best work is done at the rim. Look at him just throwing it down with ease.
Now, here's Levins. Scoring-wise, he's definitely making his mark. Right now, he's averaging about 19 points a game.
Well, there you have it. Their first miss of the game, but still off to a solid start here in terms of shooting.
Here's Coulibaly. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. And a wide-open look for McCollum. That 3 off the mark.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Outside Jefferson. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Jefferson's got 5.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
And Anderson kicks to Jefferson. And again, Seattle with the triple.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooters.
And Brian Keefe wants a timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two.
And just trying to get some traction offensively. Boy, it hasn't been pretty.
Yeah, right now, Coach needs to draw up his best play, get some points, and give this team some confidence.
A platoon swap here for Seattle. And then for Washington, Bagley comes in for Whitmore. And it's Keyshawn George in for Kispert. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Sarr, the pass to McCollum. Now Coulibaly. George with the screen on Dinwiddie. 5 to shoot. Knocks it off the glass. Wow. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off his shot. 24-second violation. And now let's take a look again at that incredible rejection.
And an early swat like that can really set the tone. Now the shooters will be feeling his presence.
And the Sonics with possession. They're on a 14-2 run here. Pass to Dawkins. Here's Reynolds. Here's Dawkins. Defended by Bagley. Kicks it out to Dinwiddie. Koulibaly against Milton. Beat the shot clock, but it's off the mark.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Well, he's lethal from that three-point line. The defense must guard McCollum better than this.
Dinwiddie, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Shooting two.
The free throw drops for Dinwiddie. Washington making some changes. Champagne's checked in, and it's Johnson in for Koulibaly. And both free throws good for Dinwiddie.
You really don't even have to watch him at the line. Just listen for the net.
Johnson outside. To the paint. And finished off by Bagley.
Yeah, ferocious at the rim. Bagley can finish with power or finesse.
Dinwiddie right side. Pass to Reynolds. Some nice ball movement here by Seattle. Seattle needs to get off a shot. The Sonics again can't hit. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Seattle ahead. They lead by 9. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a moment. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And before we move on, guys, what do you think about what we've seen so far from the Supersonics?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
Yeah, and that's helped them get the lead. But we'll have to see if they can sustain this offensive output.
Wizards trail by 9. Reynolds is out there with Dawkins. Then there's Spencer Dinwiddie. Then there's Alec Burks. And it's Jefferson in at the 2. They're the group for Seattle starting the second.
Oh, great job converting through contact. Johnson needs to keep doing this moving forward.
Dinwiddie passes to Burks. Now here's Dinwiddie. Defended by Carrington. Trains the three-pointer.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless. Building this lead in every way possible.
Now here's Johnson. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game.
A productive area for Johnson a lot of nights. With his high release, he could become a serious mid-range threat.
So here's Burks. Nothing on the board. Dawkins kicks to Burks. Here's Dinwiddie. Count it.
And in tight, Dinwiddie's got a good sense of how to be effective. Whether it's with the power or finesse, he can find a way to beat his man.
And Brian Keefe wants a timeout. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. Making a switch here. Levins is checked in. Well, Greg, you've had a long NBA career, so I'm curious, what's one of the biggest changes you've noticed since you've retired?
Well, you know, one that doesn't get talked about enough, length. You know, players these days are just longer, especially in the backcourt and that wing position. It feels like every team has a guy 6'9" or taller that is a pure perimeter player.
Kispert, no good. Seattle leading by 10. Pass to Reynolds. And here's Levins. Kicks it out to Dinwiddie. Shot clock at 3. And the layup falls. Dinwiddie's got 6 points.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
McCollum, no good. Seattle has gone 3 of 4 from long range in the game. Bucket is good. Levins got his second bucket of the game to go.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And here's George for 3. That's in, coming off the assist from McCollum.
Hey, if you leave a great shooter open, you deserve to get right.
To the inside, here's Reynolds, and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Of the two offenses here tonight, you can tell theirs is just a bit more in sync.
Well, I think it's because they're calling sets that really match up well with their personnel.
Let's go to the sideline and see what Allie LaForce has dug up for us. Allie, take it away.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. There's a lot to consider with NBA expansion, and Commissioner Silver said, quote, "What does that mean for talent? I feel great about where the talent is right now in the league, but those players have to come from somewhere. How does it work geographically? What will it mean for growing the game?" These are all good questions. Kevin, back to you.
Okay, Allie, as always, we appreciate the update. And so it looks like the Supersonics will retain possession here. And the first time out of the game called for Seattle. Alexander Sarr, he's checked in for the Wizards. Koulibaly comes in for Keyshawn George. Pass to Anderson. They set the pick. Levins passes to Harrison, and the basket is good. Harrison's got his first bucket of the night.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Here's Koulibaly. McCollum right side. Here's Whitmore. From outside, off the mark. And here's Seattle. They're on a 13-5 run. Reynolds, and it's Seattle with another.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Here's Sarr. 9 points last game. Pass to Koulibaly. Jacks up a 3. The shot goes in. First of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game.
That's a nice shot, helping to space the floor for his team.
And there's the...
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, I mean, he gets up. Just a terrific perspective of that dunk from the Connected Cam, brought to you by AT&T. Now here's McCollum. As you can see from his numbers, he's been a key component in their offense. He's averaging almost 18 points a game.
Yeah, for some reason, McCollum has always flown under the radar. But he's a constant threat to score 20-plus points, and he does it efficiently.
Washington shooting their first free throws of the evening.
Only shooting 71, really, on the season, so there is plenty of room for improvement.
Throw good, McCollum.
Look, a leader both on and off the floor. You can tell McCollum's teammates really look up to him.
That one is no good. Seattle leading by 15. Reynolds passes to Levins. The shot's good. Levins got 8.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
McCollum left side. What a terrific move that was.
Wow, he doesn't make plays like that very often. That's a nice move inside. And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need him.
And so it's Seattle out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. Back right after this.
Good to see you and welcome. A lopsided game through 2 quarters and a big deficit for the Washington Wizards.
This is so painful to watch. In fact, I stopped watching. Bad effort on the boards. This hurts so much, Ernie.
Yeah, I think we've officially lost Shaq's attention. Code red. And another important topic, injuries. Let's take a look at what's happening across the NBA.
The Clippers at less than full strength. This team takes a big hit with Kawhi Leonard out. What he brings on both ends of the court is irreplaceable. But this is also a guy who you manage his minutes over the years. So your team is kind of prepared for this.
And that is a wrap. Now let's send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the 3rd quarter.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. So on the floor for Washington, we've got C.J. McCollum. Whitmore is out there with Kispert. Then it's Alexander Sarr. And it's Koulibaly in at the shooting guard position. And the basket by McCollum.
Well, McCollum very smooth with the handle, creating the separation he needs.
Here's Levins. Rebound by the Wizards.
Wow, missed the easy one right there, right at the rim, but came up empty.
Sarr gets the bucket.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, I like how they're establishing their interior presence right away. That's going to collapse the defense and create other opportunities.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Releases. 6 on the shot clock. On the wing, Whitmore. For the 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Whitmore's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Here's Levins. And Levins throws it down.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
Yeah, they're not pulling any punches here. Even the guards are attacking the basket.
And Brian Keefe wants a timeout. He's ready to talk things through with them. to honor a player who has been on fire recently. His play has earned him Player of the Week in the West.
He's really been on his A game lately. You know, the way their offense is set up, it really relies on his ability. He sets the tone each time down the floor, and he's been a lot of fun to watch.
Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. McCollum finds Whitmore. McCollum outside. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
Over to the wing. Here's Levins. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Levins got 15 points.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession. Yeah, they've come out of the break confidently. 4 of their first 5 here to start the second half.
Jefferson with the 3, and again, Seattle with the triple.
He's been reliable from the floor, and that's reflected on the scoreboard.
McCollum outside. Here's Whitmore. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. Well, look at the Wizards. It's been a rough season for them. The good news is the lottery is only a couple months away. Wizards making a switch here. Carrington's checked in. Wizards trail by 18. Pass to Coulibaly. And a wide open look for Whitmore. And another miss by Washington.
Another miss. At some point, they need to tap someone else for a boost offensively.
Here's Levins. The kick out to Anderson. Outside Jefferson. Rebounded by the Wizards. Pass to Sarr. Third quarter action in just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Jefferson against Coulibaly. Going inside, and that one's good. Levins.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Wizards trail by 20. Pass to Whitmore. Back to Carrington. There's a minute left to play here in the third. Clock at 6. Coulibaly with the screen for Whitmore. Rebound by the Sonics. Anderson's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
And guys, his shot hasn't been falling this quarter. Time to settle down, refocus, and get a really high percentage look.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first. Yeah, another turnover. The guys on the whole, I think they've done a great job of running their offense without too many miscues.
And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Marvin Bagley's checked in for Sarr. Keyshawn George comes in for Whitmore. Johnson, he's checked in for Kispert. And McCollum subbed in for Coulibaly. Bagley dishes to McCollum. Johnson outside. Trying to get something going. And he lays it up and in. Johnson's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And sometimes Johnson just makes the defense feel helpless.
And it's a great finish!
Oh my gosh.
My goodness, that was absolutely filthy.
Oh, nasty. This building is stunned. He dug deep, Greg, into his bag of tricks there. And so it's Seattle closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And we'll be right back after this. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And, you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
Well, that is what coaches want from their point guards. Set others up, play the game the right way.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Alec Burks is out there with Reynolds. Then it's Dawkins. Then there's Spencer Dinwiddie. And it's Jefferson in at the 2-guard spot. That's the lineup in the game for Seattle. George finds Carrington. Greg, one thing that doesn't show up in the box score, and maybe should, screen assists. They're a big part of the game.
Without question. I mean, the art of setting a great screen, I think, is underappreciated. Giving those guys their just due with the screen assist on a made bucket is, I'm fine with that.
Thompson from outside connects from 3-point range.
Well, he's playing great tonight, but not quite well enough to carry the entire team. They need to find some other contributors.
There's a good screen. Here's Jefferson. Here's Dawkins. Jefferson against Johnson. Reynolds can't hit. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Wizards. About a minute and a half through the 4th quarter now. Carrington, that's good.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
Timeout, Sonics. Both teams deciding to change it up. A little over a minute and a half of the 4th quarter gone now. Now here's Levins. T right on him, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Levins got 11 points here in just the 2nd half. Here's McCollum. Misses from short range. Seattle leading by 20. Jefferson passing to Harrison. Stolen by McCollum. Oh, and a fast break for the Wizards. Pushing it up. Oh, look at that. Oh, the dunk.
Goodness, Sarr is a different type of athlete.
Like to thank AT&T for bringing us that spectacular look from their connected cam. Seattle leading by 18. Takes it inside.
Alexander Sarr. First personal foul, first team foul.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Supersonics.
Well, they've really been sharing the basketball. All coaches talk about that, try to get their teams to do it. It's really great when you see it in action.
Another place they've had the upper hand tonight is in transition. They've gotten a bunch of their points off the fast break.
And the first one at the line is good. And as we've seen, Greg, navigating this age of social media can be difficult for an NBA player.
Yeah, a momentary indiscretion can get broadcast to the whole world. So there's a need for caution that's probably higher than in decades past.
And in 2023, the NBA implementing a new player participation policy, coach, trying to minimize unexcused absences for star players.
Kevin, I think it's huge for our game. Fans pay and watch TV to see the great players. And there's nothing more important in the league than that those guys being on the court on a consistent basis. And anything that the league can do and teams can do to ensure that, the better it is for everyone.
A nice shot by Anderson. And the Sonics lead by 20.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Yeah, and at this point, the focus is take care of the ball, no needless fouls, and no free.
Washington calls timeout. 1:58 left in the 4th quarter. And let's take a look now as we give our nod to our player of the game.
And his percentage from the field tonight seems almost made up. I didn't think it was possible to have that kind of success
shooting the basketball. You need a little bit of luck, a bunch of hard work, and a whole lot of talent.
What a connection he has to these fans. They love him here. And the more he has games like this, the deeper that connection gets. .158 left to play in the final quarter. On the wing, Whitmore. Sarr finds Coulibaly. Now Whitmore. The three. And down goes the three.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Coulibaly against Jefferson. 4 on the clock. Misses the three. Wizards trail by 17.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Supersonics.
A beautiful pass doesn't always get you on the highlight reels, but there were some spectacular dishes in this game.
But you know what? It was a team that was in sync and just trusted one another to take the right shots.
And this will make it 36 wins on the year for them.
A 2-game season series. They win them both and complete the sweep.
There's 53 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The shot is off. Greg, their unselfish play has really been impressive.
They're trusting one another out there, wanting to get each other involved. This is great basketball. Inspired tonight. They fought hard and at crucial points just made the plays.
Yeah, they saved their best basketball for this home stretch, and they certainly earned this one.
Guys, they have a really solid lead at this point.
Definitely, and they haven't faced much resistance. And you know they feel good giving their fans a show here while taking care of business.
Yep, the crowd gets to go home feeling good about the win tonight. Their team looked impressive.
Jefferson against Coulibaly. It's tipped. Fires from the wing. So no problem for Seattle as they get the win. There was a tale of two teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go. And once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Allie LaForce, and Stan Van Gundy, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight. And as we part ways, we present our player of the game.